Hey everybody, this is Victor with Master Book Flippers. Thanks for tuning in today. Alright, so some exciting stuff that just came out a couple of weeks ago. I've had some customers send me some things they've built. I've built some pretty neat things, and this is now what we're doing to improve our workflow even further in the world of online book arbitrage. So if you want to improve your workflow and have a better insight into the numbers in your business, which is very important, then stay tuned. Okay, so we now have this new thing called interfaces, and you'll see it up here in the upper left-hand corner. So I'm going to click on it and show it to you, but before I do that, let me give you a little bit of background. What are interfaces and why are they so good? All right, so most of the arbitrage tools out there kind of work with they have a spreadsheet type feel to them, like we do too, right? That's where you see all your books and you can, see what's going on pretty easily. But oftentimes what you want is like to see how is your business going, right? How many books do I have here, there? What's the status? What's going on? How much money have I spent? All these things, right? And there's no other arbitrage tool out there that certainly is going to do what I'm about to show you. And it's pretty exciting that it can be done. Not only can be done, it also can be done very, very quickly and easily. So I'm going to focus on two things. I'm going to show you two that I built. So anyway, to start an interface, you're going to go ahead and click on Interface. And I already have one built, and I'll show that to you. But to create a new one, you would just click on Create New. You would name it. I'm just going to call it Interface, hit Next. And then what it is, it's going to summarize your information. But not only is it going to be able to summarize it, you're going to be able to custom tailor it to whatever you want. And we're using this tool now. We're doing online book arbitrage, so I've got some ideas to help you along on some things that you might want to do. So you're going to hit Create New, and then basically it gives you these options, right? You can do a dashboard. Now, the dashboard is really, I think, if you're the boss, which most people watching this, if you're running the business, you're probably the boss, you're going to want a dashboard to see what's going on with the business, right? So I built a dashboard, and then I've also got like a record review. So instead of looking at the books, one at a time, looking at seeing them all, you can just focus in on one book at a time, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So you're going to go ahead and hit Next, and you're going to go ahead and build it. Now, I'm not going to do that in this video. If you join, I'll probably post another video at some point on YouTube with maybe some more details, but certainly if you are in our Facebook group or you're a Master Book Flippers customer or on our mailing list, I'll send a detailed video of how to build this a little bit further, but I'll show a little bit of it on this video. All right, so I built two interfaces. Let me show you the first one. So this is pretty cool. This is our first one, and this is my Amazon Book Business Dashboard. Now, what this dashboard is showing me is pretty much anything you want to summarize and you think in plain English, what do I want to know about my business? Let's say you wake up one day, you're buying a bunch of books. You say, well, how many books did I buy? How much money did I spend? What's my expected profit going to be? All those things. And you can certainly get that inside of our tool, right? It's pretty cool, and it does give you some summary tools at the bottom. But wouldn't it be cool if we could just see it all on one page and in real time? And that's what we get with this interface. So here's the interface I built. And let me go over it with you, and then I'll edit it a little bit, just to kind of show you what can be done. All right, so this is saying here, you see I've got 165 books that are inbound. I've shipped 72. I've sold 87. I've got 50 books sitting at my house or at my prep center ready to ship. I've got a graph here of the condition, if you want to know that. Like, hey, what kind of, I'm a little bit curious. I know I buy different condition books. There's a graph for that. How about the books purchased by month? Like, how many did I purchase? So there's a graph for that. This next graph is the same thing, same exact information, just in a different format. This is a pie chart, and the other one is a bar chart. And then scrolling down, we can see what is my target profit per book. This is based on real data, of course. This is kind of cool. You can do this with our software. Again, one of the many things you can do with our software, which you can't with any other that I'm aware of, is you want to say, remember those 50 books that we've got sitting? How much do they weigh? There we go. We know the weight of the books. How much money have I spent the past 7 days? It's there. What's my, how about my target ROI, right? What's my average target ROI for the books I've purchased the past 30 days? What's my total profit been? And that will be, let's say, on those 87 books. And what's my month-to-date profit potential based upon, the books I purchased in this current month, let's say, right? So the cool thing about setting this up is that once you set it up, of course you can edit it however you like, but you don't need to touch it. You don't need to do anything. The only thing you want to do is look at it, right, and make some good business decisions on the information. So in other words, for example, let me show you. You see we have inbound books, right? And I think most people that are using the software know that we have these views. I'm not going to go into the details on this video. I've got lots of other videos on that. But if I look here, I've got 100. If I click on inbound books, you can see that I have down at the lower left-hand corner 165. And that's what matches here, 165. And let's see what else. Shipped to Amazon. So if I go and see which books have I shipped to Amazon, we have a view for that. Shipped to Amazon. And of course that'll match up. There's 72 books here and there's 72 books here. So what happens, what I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you on the left side of the screen, I've got the typical place where you would find your books to flip, and I've got my dashboard on the right. So, and by the way, before I jump into it, I want everyone to focus on what I'm talking about, not on the books that are on here, looking for free diamond flips or looking for books to flip. You will not find it here. This data is purposely been jumbled up and is not correct. So don't worry about that. Don't focus on that. You can get free diamond flips by trying our service if you want. Okay, anyway. So let's do this. So let's pretend I'm looking at my diamond flips. I'm looking at this very first book. Let's say I buy it, right? I'm going to enter in my order number, whatever that is. And then the workflow would be to change the status. So right now the status is new, meaning that it's a new book and I haven't looked at it yet. I decided to look at it and I bought it. So now I'm going to change it to inbound. It's on our way to either ourselves or our prep center. So I'll hit inbound. So now, before I do that, you notice that the inbound books, we have 165 here, and I'm going to change this to inbound. And if everything's working properly, and it is, it instantly changed, if you notice, to 166. And if you go over here to your inbound books, you'll notice down at the bottom, we also have 166. So cool thing is, again, it's real-time data of what's going on with your business. So you're going to know all the time. Once you set this up however you want, you'll know what's going on and what in real time. So one of the important things we want to know, right? We want to keep track of your cash flow. You want to, I've had times where I've had to stop buying because I spent too much money, right? Or, I've got my allotment, which is freaking awesome, by the way. It's like Wednesday, and, typically we work Monday through Friday or whatever, and by Wednesday we're done. We bought plenty of books for the whole week, our budget or whatever. And, this will just help you very, very easily, just glancing at it to see how much money you've spent. So there's that. Now let me show you another thing real quick as to how you can update it a little bit. And then I'm going to show you how to review books, which is what we're doing now, which is really cool. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you that in a minute. All right, let's say, for example, you say, well, Victor, I don't really care how many books I purchase per month. I want to look at how many I purchase by week. So I'm going to show that to you, how to edit this. And there's lots of edits you can do to this. And again, I'm going to go into that in more training in our Facebook group or by email or something, or a future YouTube video. But anyway, so a couple things you can do. You can make this bigger. You can make this smaller. You can add colors behind it, give it a little bit of flair. But specifically, we want to know by week. So here we go. So this is our books purchased by month. And if you remember before, we already have a pie chart that shows us that. We've purchased a lot more books in November according to this. But we're going to change this. We're going to change this to week. So I'm going to click there, and now we're editing it. And we're going to here, see what it says bucket buy. And we're going to go by week. And the moment we do that, it just changed. It's showing us how much we purchased, how many books we purchased by week. Now, if we're going to do that, we should change the title. So instead of purchase by month, we're going to change it over here to purchase by week. And the x-axis, If you guys remember from high school or elementary, I don't know when, x-axis is horizontal, y-axis is vertical, x-axis we're going to put week. So that makes sense to us when we look at it. And the other cool thing, if you wanted to do it, if you notice that, you can change colors on this thing. You can pick all these color schemes. You know, you can fiddle with that later. I don't know if that matters to you much, but anyway, there you go. So now we're looking at our books purchased by week, and we also have the month. And if you didn't like something, you just want to delete it, it's that simple to delete. And then we've got all these things you can add in elements. Again, I'll go into that in more detail. You can add text in here. You can look at books and all kinds of stuff. All right, so that is kind of the dashboard, and I preview it. It'll look like that. All right, now there's one more that I had to show you, which I think you guys are really going to like. Okay, so if you tried or used our service, you know that this is how we would go about looking at books to flip. So these are our fake diamond flips, and you would go through, and each line represents one book. And if you wanted, you would analyze the book, you'd have to scroll left and right, and you're looking at a whole bunch of books on your screen. What you can do instead, if you want, is build yourself a little dashboard. So what I'm doing here, I'm looking at only one book. Okay, and that's what you see. Everything on here is pertaining to this particular ASIN. So you've got, you know, whatever information you want to see. Like, you know, we provide you an awful lot of information. Like, we've got the 90-day, we've got the 30-day average sales rank, we've got the sales rank itself. So if you want to see those things, you can put them on the screen, or if you don't want to see them, you can remove them and you can move it around. So I put down here, you know, review diamond flips, and these are our book details, and this is the book, and you've got all the buttons. If you don't, for example, let's say you never want to go to Biblio, you don't need to see that if you don't want, and you can click the buttons. It'll take you right to where you want to go. So that's the information on the book. And let's say you actually wanted to buy the book, or you wanted to analyze it. Let's say, you know, oh, okay, we can buy the book a little bit cheaper. We'll change it to $19. Let's say it's free shipping even. And, you know, you'll instantly see it'll recalculate the profit and ROI for you. And then let's say, you know, you're going to adjust the selling price. Maybe you're going to lower it down to $58, and you're going to go ahead and purchase it. You're getting your $22 profit, 118% ROI. Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and purchase it. We'll put in the purchase date. You'll go into Amazon. You'll buy the book. You'll get your order number. You type that in. If you want to put in any remarks, you can do that. And then what you would do is you simply go ahead and change this because you purchased it, and now it is inbound. So you change it to inbound, okay? And then once it did that, it's going to change it over here, and it's going to change your other dashboard, right? Everything is linked together. Everything just works smooth, really cool. Then you would go or say, okay, well, I want to go to my next book. Where's my next book? So if you, I probably should have showed you there were 15 books on here, but I moved that book, so that one, or I just purchased that one, so now there's only 14. So the next book, you can just click on select record, and this would be the next ASIN, okay? And you can do it in the exact same order, because you know there's tremendous sorting and filtering capabilities, so you can filter this and sort it just the same way you can with this. So here's the next book, and let's just assume that we purchased this book too. This one already had a purchase date, but we'll put in an order number, whatever, and we'll put inbound. And the moment I did that, I go over to the other one, and you can see now we only have 13 books, right? So, and your other dashboard, if I want to go to my other dashboard, it would be over here. It would, it's accommodating. See, now it's showing us I have 167 books inbound, and it readjusted, you know, whatever I spent on that book. Okay, all in real time and all pretty seamlessly. All right. So anyway, really, really cool feature that I really encourage people to use. It's just going to make your life easier. You're going to understand what's going on with your business as far as your numbers. And if you want to use something like, you know, the dashboard that I created, or create your own, probably whatever you create might be better. I created in about 20 minutes that little dashboard for looking at diamond flips, right? But you can create it, move everything around. Maybe I should just show you that real quick, how easy it is. Let's say I gave the example of not looking at Biblio. There it is. So now we're in edit mode. We just click on it. There's a little trash can. It's gone. And if you want to put it back, you can click on the element, add it back in, move it around to somewhere else on the screen, wherever you like. All right, so really, really good tool, and there's so many other things I can talk about, but I want to try to keep this video brief. And again, if you're interested in more training, check out our Facebook group or subscribe to our service or try us for free, and I will send out more videos on using Interface to make your online book arbitrage business even easier. Thanks for tuning in.